Many of us have been teaching inside of systems that are not healthy for us and are not healthy for children. Have you ever left school completely exhausted? Like, I didn't even yell today. Why am I so drained? I think many educators are carrying around things that we don't even realize that we have absorbed throughout the school year. Things that we picked up from our students, from our families, from our coworkers, and also from the school culture, language, stress response, expectations, the way we interpret behavior. You do remember that all behavior is simply communication, and what the child may be communicating is polar opposite of what you have diagnosed or determined that behavior to be. And all of that is draining. Over time, all these things truly build up. They get on us, they get in us, they take their toll. It's like a bunch of toxins that have built up and built in our system, and it's coming out in the way that we talk. It's coming out in the way we interact with our students. It's coming out in the way we interact with our families. It's coming out in our sleep patterns. It's coming out in the way we're eating and the way we're not exercising. These things build up as toxins in the body. And that is why we are doing a classroom detox. That's right. We're doing a classroom detox. And I'm not talking about just throwing away old bulletin boards that have been up since Moses' kids went to preschool. I'm not talking about throwing away manipulatives that no longer serve a purpose. All of those things are not bad in and of themselves. And I think educators, for the most part, do an amazing job of decluttering and packing their classroom away all nice and neat. And then they come back in September with this gorgeous room, freshly decorated, excited, ready to teach. But then come October, they're already counting down to Christmas break. You know why? Because they never got rid of the toxins that built up on them and in them from the previous years of teaching. The expectations, the negative language, the put downs, the excessive workload, the grind culture. We never fully took the time to, number one, acknowledge that these toxins are really there. You're not crazy. There are negative toxins really impacting your ability to teach and thrive well. And not only take the time to acknowledge that they're there, but to do the detox necessary to get rid of the old school year before going into the new school year. And some of us are going on year 15 and still haven't gotten rid of the negative language and negative expectations that kind of put you in a mood year 2 of your teaching career, or I should say your teaching calling. And now you're about to take those toxins from year 2 into year 15. But I'm here to break that habit. We're not doing that anymore. We are not doing that anymore. And that is why I created the Classroom Detox right inside my school community, Dr. O's Learning Lab. And inside the school community, we are going to go deep and we are going to be detoxing the 5 areas that every teacher needs to detox. This is happening on June 16th from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. right there on Zoom. It is completely free to join. You do not have to be a member of the school community, although you should join. It is free to join. There is a freemium membership, and that membership will get you to all of our conversations, which we have titled Pajamas, Popcorn, and Pedagogy, because we show up once a month in our pajamas and we have our popcorn and we talk all things pedagogy. And we can't be our best selves if we are carrying around negative toxins. So we are going to detox. And here are the 5 things that we are detoxing. We're going to detox language, expectations, stress response, relationships, and last but certainly not least, we will be detoxing the classroom environment, the physical space. Notice the physical space detox comes last because it is important. We don't want to just do away with it, but we have to detox all of those other things so that when we detox our physical environment, we don't take non physical things back into that wonderful space. And today, I just want to give you a preview of what we're going to be talking about inside the community. The very first thing we're going to be detoxing is language. But let me start by telling you exactly what a detox is. A classroom detox is not about perfection. It's not about throwing everything away, as I mentioned earlier. A classroom detox is about becoming aware. It's about noticing what we have been carrying. As educators, many of us have inherited practices, beliefs, ideologies, teaching strategies that are no longer serving us. Not only are they no longer serving us, but they are keeping us in a place that we cannot thrive. They're keeping us in a stuck place. They're keeping us in a space where no matter what we do, we're still feeling like we're being burned out. And we keep perpetuating these practices, these beliefs, this negative language, these automatic negative thoughts in our daily classroom practices. And no one has ever asked us, is this helping your children thrive? Is this actually helping your children? Is this actually helping you? Is this developmentally appropriate? Is this promoting human dignity? We just continue on the same course year after year after year because no one has ever asked us to stop and evaluate the things that we are doing, the things that we are saying, the boundaryless relationships that we continue to be a part of. And so that's what we will be exploring together. On June 16th, we are going to be doing a deep detox. We're going to be detoxing our language, our expectations, our stress response, our relationships, and our classroom space. And over the next few weeks leading up to our June 16th detox event, I'm going to spend some time right here on this YouTube channel talking about each of these 5 things. So if you find value in what it is that I am saying, I want you to share this video with a friend, share this video with a colleague, leave a comment. What are you going to commit to detoxing? I hope you commit to detoxing all 5. But today in this video, we're going to be talking about the first thing that we need to detox, and that is our language. What you are saying is either moving you forward or it's holding you back because there is no neutral zone in this space. We're either moving forward or we're moving backwards. We have to remember that language shapes reality. Words have power, presence, prophetic implication with no geographic location. You can speak a word and change the situation. If you don't believe me and you don't feel like words can change your reality, then go in tomorrow and tell your supervisor, your director, your principal, your assistant principal where they can shove it. And I bet you your reality will change because words have power. And so the first thing you need to detox is the words that you are speaking to and about yourself, speaking to and about your children, speaking to and about your coworkers, speaking to and about your colleagues, speaking to and about your families. speaking to and about your school community. And we're going to get into all of that on June 16th. But today, in this video, let's talk about the words that you're speaking over your children. Can you do an audit of the most common phrases that you use in your classroom when speaking about your children, specifically when speaking about children that may be a little difficult, may be considered a behavior problem, may be considered a challenge? You know exactly the kids I'm talking about, so I don't have to get any deeper. You know who I'm talking about. Okay, let me say it plain. What is the common language that you use about students who consistently get on your nerves? What are you saying? Oh, she should know better. He should know better. Oh, he's just manipulating. Oh, she's just attention seeking. Oh, she don't ever listen. What assumptions are hidden behind those phrases? And I want you to do an audit of the phrases that you use when speaking to and about children who may be difficult, not in a judgmental way. This is not to pass judgment on you. You cannot abolish what you will not acknowledge. And we can acknowledge things without judgment. The way that I speak to and about students that give me a hard time, Dr. O, is not positive. So, what can I do to change that? How can I get curious about the behaviors that I'm seeing so that I can speak language and words to and about these students that change the situation? They may not change the child, but they may change how you view the child. Quick story. So, many of you may have heard this story, but there was a guy who was on the plane and he had three small children, and these children were turned up. They were turned up, they were loud, and the dad was just sitting there like this. And he wasn't disciplining them. And if you're on a plane, you're not trying to hear three kids hooting and hollering and all that jazz, right? And so what went on in the mind of the person writing this story? He said, I was passing judgment. I was like, why doesn't he get his kids? Why are they being so disruptive? Why are they like this? And so what he did was he ended up going to actually speak to the dad about the children because no one was saying anything. And he was like, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but can you please like get a handle on your children? Like, can you make them kind of calm down? And the dad just said, with extreme exhaustion, he said, I'm so sorry. They just suddenly lost their mother. I'm on my way to drop them off to their grandparents' house so that I can fly back and get all the things arranged for my wife who passed away just 2 days ago. The dude writing the story said his heart just dropped. And now his language to and about those children and his posture and his attitude toward these children dramatic. Why? Because perception is reality. He perceived that these were hooligan, hood rat children who didn't know how to behave, and their daddy didn't care because he wasn't disciplining them, and he was a nonchalant, disconnected father who just let his kids do whatever the heck they wanted on this plane with all these people, and how dare he? Went from that to, oh my gosh, complete compassion. I can't even imagine what this man might be going through. Three small children, and they're trying to process their grief in the way a 6-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 3-year-old would. And now, instead of wanting to yell at the children and tell them to calm down and tell them to sit down, the language shifted just like that. Have you been dehumanizing students because their behavior isn't palatable for you? It doesn't fit within the confines of what you feel a model student should look like. What if the child that you say, oh, they're just an attention seeker, they want to be the center of attention. What if they're really seeking connection? How would that change how you talk to and about them? What if we asked ourselves, what is the difficult behavior communicating? Why is this child consistently engaging in disruptive and difficult behavior? Before we just say, oh, he's just bad. Oh, she's just bad. Oh, they just don't know how to behave in a classroom. What if we asked, what are they actually communicating? What if we got curious? What if we used our words to speak what we seek to see in that child and not what we currently see? Because remember, you speak what you seek until what you seek is what you see. You can be a thermometer or you can be a thermostat. You can tell what the temperature is or you can set the atmosphere. This doesn't cost you anything. What if we prioritize regulation over compliance? What if we understood that regulation is a skill that must be taught to young children and they don't get it overnight? How would our language change if we truly understood that? This week, I just want you to try one simple thing. Before responding to a child's behavior, I want you to pause and I want you to ask yourself this question. What might this child be communicating neurologically and emotionally right now? Not, how do I stop this behavior? What is the child trying to tell me? This single question changes everything. It changes our tone, it changes our level of engagement, and most importantly, it can change your relationship with your most difficult students. This is not about positive platitudes that are vague and empty. This is about truly using our words to speak life to and about these children. We can do that and it doesn't cost us anything. There's a video on TikTok or Instagram and it says, for the children to finish this toxic phrase from our childhood, I brought you into this world. And then the child is supposed to respond with what they think the ending of that phrase is. I brought you into this world. I could take you out. Or quit crying. I'll give you something to cry about. Those of us who are 35 and older have a cadre of negative phrases that we can say to and about children because they were said to and about us. But did we really like it when those things were said to us? No, we did not. And so I'm just challenging you to look at the phrases you consistently are speaking over children, specifically the children who you find most difficult, because typically those children are on the receiving end of a lot of negative language. And that negative language is not just impacting the children, it's also impacting you. And we're going to talk about that on June 16th at our popcorn pedagogy and pajamas. And we're going to get deep into it because some of you may be thinking, I get it, detoxing language about me and what I say about me and my pedagogy, but how are my negative words about students whose behavior is clearly negative? Like, how is that negatively impacting me, Dr. O? Come on June 16th and find out. Listen, if this video resonated with you, I want you to like and I want you to share and I want you to tell me, what are some negative phrases that you feel like you need to detox from? What are some negative phrases that you hear other teachers in your environment and in your culture saying that you wish they would detox from? Again, I'm super excited to continue this conversation, the classroom detox, how to rid ourselves of the things that is holding us back, starting with our language, our expectations, our stress response, our relationships, and last, the classroom environment. Remember, this is not about becoming some perfect teacher. This is about becoming a teacher who's able to connect human development with human dignity, who's able to see the value in each child and each family, and able to see the value within themselves. So I invite you to join us inside of Dr. O's school community, where we create brain rich, emotionally responsive classrooms that help both teachers and students thrive. I'm looking forward to detoxing with you all inside of our school community so we can get the negative toxins of this year off of us so we can move into this next year with clarity, commitment, and most of all, compassion.